Hey guys, Coach Youngblood here. Today we are going to do a fun, healthy, and easy snack that you can have at home. And most of these ingredients are ingredients that you probably already have at your house. So you might even be able to make this without having to go to the store, which is awesome. These are called mini oat muffins, and they're healthy for you. There's only a few ingredients and they're really easy to make, so it'll be fun for you to have for the whole family. So the ingredients that we're going to be using are rolled oats. So these are like what you use when you make oatmeal. You're going to need pure vanilla extract and bananas. So this recipe, I will tell you the ingredients if you want to make the full recipe. I'm only going to be doing half of that recipe because I don't have many people in my house. So for me, the ingredients for half of this recipe are going to be only 2 bananas, 1.5 cups of oats, and half of a teaspoon of vanilla. If you're making the full recipe, then you're going to be using 4 bananas, 3 cups of oats, and then a full teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'll go over those amounts again as I start making the recipe. Before you start this recipe, like anything when you're dealing with food, you need to make sure that you wash your hands with soap and water, and also get permission from your parents because you do need to use the oven. So make sure they're helping you when it comes to that part of the recipe. You want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And while that's preheating, we're going to get started with how to make the little muffins. All right, so again, since I'm only doing half the recipe, I went ahead and put 2 bananas in a bowl, and I'm just going to mash those up with a fork. So you want to make sure that you have a big enough bowl to do this. It just makes it easier to do that. You're going to press the bananas against the bowl you're using until it's nice and mushy. It kind of looks like baby food, so if you have a younger sibling or cousin, you're probably thinking, hey, they eat that out of a jar. So you're just going to mush those bananas up nice and squishy. And then after doing that, you're going to take your oats. Now remember, I'm doing half the recipe, so I'm only using 1.5 cups of oats. If you're doing the full recipe, that's going to be 3 cups. So when you're done mashing the bananas, which I have, you're going to go ahead and pour the oats right into the bananas. Then you're going to take your vanilla. So I'm using half a teaspoon of vanilla. If you're doing the full recipe, you're going to use 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You're just going to kind of sprinkle that in. Now I dropped a little on the counter, so I'm going to go ahead and add just a smidge more. I like vanilla, so it's all good here. Now you're just going to mix those ingredients together. So make sure you're really folding in the banana into the oats. And this is going to make the oats stick, okay? So it's really important. Make sure you really mix it in really well. All right. Now, the fun part of this recipe is you get to choose what toppings you want. So I chose 3 different toppings, and I'll give you some examples of some other ones, maybe if the toppings I'm choosing aren't your favorite, and that's okay. There's a lot of different toppings out there, and it's fun because you can make it your own, okay? So after my mixture is all nice and mixed in and the banana is covering all of the oats, I'm going to go ahead and put the mixture into 3 different bowls since I have 3 different toppings that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to eyeball it and make sure it's even into all 3 bowls. And then I will share with you what toppings I chose. All right. So I have my 3 bowls that I just put the mixture right into. It just looks like oatmeal right now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 3 toppings in there. So my first topping is strawberries, and I went ahead and chopped those up into little cubes. That way it's easier to mix it in. So I'm just going to pour that right into the bowl. So there's one bowl. I've got my strawberries. My other topping is blueberries. So I'm going to put that in my next bowl. Go ahead and pour them in. And my last topping is probably my favorite, chocolate chips. So I'm just going to sprinkle those in there. And perfect. So I've got my 3 toppings that I chose. Some other toppings, if you don't like the ones that I chose, you can do peanut butter or chopped nuts, walnuts, or maybe almonds. Make sure you don't have an allergy to nuts, though, if you are using those toppings. I also saw somebody use cinnamon. So just whatever your taste buds are feeling, you can mix that into your mini muffin mix. So now what I'm going to do is you want to make sure you mix those toppings into your oatmeal mixture that you've already made. Okay, so I'm just going to mix that in. Oh, here's my fork. With my fork, make sure it's all nice and coated and even, just so that all those toppings get evenly spread out, evenly distributed. All right, moving on to the blueberries. I love blueberries as a topping, especially like in pancakes or something, because when you bite into it, I like how they pop in your mouth. So blueberries, and then my strawberries. Once you have all of your mixtures evenly mixed up, then you're going to take a muffin pan like so. You're going to first spray it with cooking spray. So you want to spray all of those cups, make sure it's nice and coated so they don't get stuck to the pan. And then you're going to take your mixture and put it into the muffin pan. And again, the oven should be preheated to 350 degrees. And you're going to put those in the oven for 15 to 18 minutes. So make sure you set a timer on that. After those 15 to 18 minutes, you will have your little mini muffins like this. So the blueberry is kind of cool because the blueberry settled at the bottom, so it's like a layer of fruit at the bottom of your muffin. And then I've got my strawberry and of course my chocolate chip. So that is our fun recipe for today. Again, this is a really healthy snack if you're getting hungry throughout the day. Try to make this snack with your family. Don't forget, ask for approval from your parents or whoever's home with you to use the oven. You don't want to use that by yourself, okay? The last part of this edition of Cooking with Coach Youngblood is our sentence stem. So, the toppings that I chose for my mini oat muffins were, and you're just going to fill in the blank of whatever you used. All right, thanks guys. Miss you so much. I'm going to try to do another healthy recipe with you at a later date, and I hope you're all doing well. Bye.